and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right, because he had that power from Satan. Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast.
That they should make an image to the beast. Back then, in the beginning stage, an image to the beast was what? Back in the early part of the Roman Empire, what was the image to the beast that they made?
Eagle.
The eagle, and what else? The image of Caesar Borgia.
Oh, yeah, correct. All right.
That was the image of the beast.
And he causes all, both small and great.
So now it's coming down to our time now. Because this didn't happen during the time of John was living. It didn't happen 400 years ago. It didn't happen 100 years ago. But now it's coming down to the time that we're living in now that this is going to happen. Continue.
And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
See, and that mark is the chip. The mark of the beast. That's the chip. That RF that he's going to place in people's hands. I'm going to play a video here. I wish I could get it set up on the monitor. But this was done in 1990. I want you to listen good to it. It's a song too. But they're telling you exactly what was going to be promoted and brought out in the future.
Might buy or sell.
See, now it's going to what? Economics. Right? It's going into a digital currency system now. That no man might buy or sell. Go ahead.
Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast.
And the name of the beast. Okay? The mark is that chip. All right? And the name of the beast is the new world order.
And all praises to the Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'd like to thank the brothers watching of Israel, Wont, the brothers from Ram Gadal Gabayo, and I'm from the house of David, and we're here in Baltimore. And we're here to drop the word to the people of the Most High. It's a pleasure to see the young men, which gives me strength, which gives me glory to see the young men continuing to hold this torch down. To God praise and credit to the young men that's doing this job. I congratulate all these young brothers that's holding this torch down. Just now, to God praise and credit to the young men that's doing this job. I congratulate all these young brothers that's holding this torch down. To see the young brothers doing this work gives me joy. To see that all the years that we put in, the Most High still left the young men to carry on this great job.
Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you brethren, your fellow believers of this ministry, this faith, and shalom to the elect. So, anyway, I decided to go to the HODC. I actually went to the page. I just wanted to know. I believe a while back I heard Elder Apostle Tahar say something about the HODC and they're not pushing the mark. So this is a while ago, but I didn't forget that. So I went to their page and looked up. You know, you can type in there, go to their main channel, and you can type in the mark, you know, the MOTB, right? I see nothing. So I go to Google, I see nothing. So then I go to this video that I think might bring that out, which is, he titled it The Image of the Beast. So then I found him, admitted it there. The one time, I think that video might have been up 2 years ago. I don't know if they had previous video, but I did a search on the channel, and there's no titling that whatsoever. So I don't think they take it serious, and this is why we do these videos, right? This prophecy, you know, got these unity camps, and our people are waking up, but you got to teach. This is why we say Great Millstone has the 100% truth according to doctrine. It makes sense. They know the truth, and they're at the unity camp, right? And Elder Benjamin, he knows this IUIC is pretty much sold out. But who will stand for the faith? You know, Jude 1 says contend for the faith, right? And that's why all these groups have problems with us, because we're not afraid to stand and defend the gospel. We're not afraid to go after other camps in doctrine. That's our job. Our job is to try to wake up the elect, right? Our job is to mark them that cause division contrary to doctrine, because you got new people coming in, so we must do it. We must condemn, we must correct, we must rebuke these false doctrines. We got to. Because other than that, you have these groups socializing together, and when the serious prophecy of Revelation 13 come to pass, they're not going to know what to do. Now, I will say, some years back on a couple of channels I had, when we went at Wi-Fi, Watchmen of Israel on the Markk, did you know, I remember quite a few people came on the comment board and said, well, I can see it. I don't know if they converted. I don't know anything. I just feel we're doing our job, right? We're doing our job. So a whole bunch of scriptures came to mind when I saw this. So I'll try to make it quick and get to the point. This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. I don't think they understand the seriousness of being in one body, as Ephesians 4. That's another video scripture came to mind. We are to be in one body, one faith, one hope of our calling. And when you read on down to maybe the 15th verse or somewhere around there, it says, be not carried away, tossed to and fro in every wind of doctrine. Right? 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua, that ye all speak the same thing, that there be no divisions among you. So the only way there's going to be a division, right, if somebody stands up and say, look, this is not right. They look at this as a petty matter. But that's how you're not going to have divisions if you decide to try to agree, we go along, get along, you know, so forth. But you're not in the spirit when you're doing that. Right? And this is why the HODC hooked up with the Sakari, and they did that Passover thing with the women, right? And they had a problem with it. Why? Because there's no controversy. You're supposed to be fighting and defending for the faith, even within our own as Israelites, right? That's why it says that there be no divisions. So basically, if you're teaching one thing and somebody else teaching another thing, that's technically a division. You're still having divisions, although you believe you're not divided. When you're out there in the unity camp, and those brothers from Watchmen of Israel, they teach literally across the street from us. They kind of go down into where all the stores are at, where it's like very congested. But where we at is congested too, but it's more open. Right? So if HODC came to us and Elder Benjamin and he came to us, we would have to, before we can unitize and teach the same doctrine, we'd have to try to get that straight. We could salute one of the brothers from Watchmen of Israel, Brother Amos, the big brother. He came down. I was kind of joking with him a little bit, because I didn't know where his mindset was. And we already been going back and forth. So there's no reason for me to continue to drill him. But I had to keep telling him, hey, this is what it is. We couldn't unite with Brother Amos and the Wi-Fi Israelites. We can't do that. We can't unite with them. Unite means one. right? It says, let there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together, right? So when you get like a knee replacement, you know, you get a bone that's taken out and something else, metal put in between, you got another form of union connecting your two bones together. That's no longer a perfectly joined connection, right? Because you got something in between. It says that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind. See, and that's what cuts it. And this is why I said that they don't have the so-called divisions, because it's artificial. They're still not in the same mind, which technically means there's still a division, right? And in the same judgment. So Elder Barak in the HODC tells them, if you don't get right, if you accept that mark, you guess what? You're going to be judged. But the Wi-Fians, I have no idea, but this is what they do. They just listen to Priest Zabak and other elders. It's not about the mark to them. It's about us being right is what their problem is. Because clearly, I don't know how anybody would say it's rich nations, small nations, this, that, is the white man, is Jesus, right? I don't know how anybody would say that and they see this prophecy happening. Because it's not about the prophecy to these guys. What it is about is they're not going to let Great Millstone be right. I guarantee that's pretty much a big part of it. Let's see what the watchmen of Israel do. Ezekiel 3:17, right? Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. Hell, you can go to some Christians, some white nationalists. They'll warn you about nuclear war, right? But we're supposed to know the secrets. We're supposed to, and even some Christians know about the mark. Like, God, well, come on. This is crazy. I remember years ago, I saw a movie, and there was a UPS truck, and they were dragging people. They had a guillotine in the back, and my church actually showed me that. They wouldn't show that now. This is many years ago. And I was scared after watching that movie. And they was telling people, you don't accept it? Okay, off with your head. I remember that movie like yesterday. And they had them loaded in the back of the UPS trucks. To this day, I can't find that movie or where the hell it come from, right? In fact, it was so old they put it on that reel-to-reel thing. It was like a Christian, I don't know. The church was showing it. But if it wasn't a threat, why the church is still showing it? Anyway, give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, the same to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require in thine hand. So you mean to tell me the scripture says, thou shalt not hide, you're not supposed to hide your light, that candle, that light under the bed. You're supposed to show that light. You're supposed to bring forth that light, right? And if you're not bringing forth that light, you're just as guilty because you're hiding it, right? It says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Now, we've been going back and forth on this, but you get new members, more people, this internet, more things. Yahushua wouldn't have been for that. Yahushua wouldn't have, and they can't tell me that I'm lying. Apostle Paul, the apostles, none of them, they would have been for that. They wouldn't have been for that. Well, we teach this, and there's a division amongst the apostles and disciples. Well, we all one, though. It doesn't matter. You teach the mark, we're not going to teach the mark. That's why in Matthew 13:11, he said it to his disciples, is given to you to know the mysteries, but unto them it is not given. That's why he said that, because it's not for everybody, right? Now that word that we went back into in 1 Corinthians, which I didn't get, that you all speak the same thing. I went into that word same. it says, means all in a sense. Each and every part that applies. Okay? Whole. Everything. It says basically that extensive, intensive force. And it's straightforward. Intensive in the Greek article is lacking. Okay, so we done there. So let's go to Titus. Let's go to Titus, 2 Titus, Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And this is what happened. They're not enduring sound doctrine, right? The time will come when they not endure sound doctrine. That's why you got all these different doctrines, right? And then they hear the other elders say certain things, and they be like, "Yeah, that does make sense." It's a show to a lot of these guys. You know, it's a big show. It's standing in the front at Baltimore, in front of, and it's like they're inciting themselves with excitement of being something important, but they're not taking into account the seriousness of why they're out there, right? All right, sound doctrine. This word sound, let's see what that goes into. To be well in good health of Christians, there's nothing wrong with the word Christian, is that they're false Christians out here, right? The anointed ones, right? Well, you have the anointed true Christians, which we believe to be the true Christians, right? Which all of that is, the language is kind of screwed up. Of Christians whose opinions are free and from any mixture or error, healthy. Like when the doctors say that young man is in sound health, or a young woman, sound health. So let's go to, I went to this on Brother Amos, the Bible of the 1300s, John Wycliffe. It says, Revelation 13 and 17, it says, either sell thee, let me go up here, and he shall make all thee small and great, rich and poor, free men and bondmen, it's Old English, to have a character in their right hand, either in her foreheads, that no man shall buy. Either sell, but they hand the character, the name of the beast, either in the number of his name. So we go and look up this word character, right? This word character is spelled different, but when you put it in, it comes up to the New English. It says a symbol marked, branded on the body, right? Symbol of drawing using sorcery. From the Old English feature character, French character, Greek character, where you know, and you'll get also Greek charax, or what you call that other one, Latin. Engraved mark, also a symbol. So, okay, here we go. Imprinted on the soul, right? An imprint, right? So we got to understand, you have words that spell the same in different meanings. If I say, well, you run a race and someone came into it and it was a tie, you wouldn't think of the tie that go around your neck. You would think of a tie of a race. This is why in Romans 16 and 17 he said, mark them, which means scope them that cause division. This is what happened when the transliterations and the languages so-called evolved. And then when you get more people doing more translations, they change more things up. And this word mark in Ezekiel 9 means mark of exemption. So it's the different marks. You have 3 different marks going on. That's why you see this here as character, and the other one for war, right? And scopeo, they will be totally different marks, right? So anyway, I just wanted to bring that out. HODC has to stand on what they believe. If you're not standing on as what you believe, you're pretty much worse as somebody you know the parables that Yahweh gave to the man. He said he wanted the talents and he hid it. That makes you worse. That's why Yahweh said, get away from me, ye that work iniquity. You're working iniquity if you're not bringing forth the truth and pushing this doctrine. That's all I have on that. Shalom.